I think we live in a really like let me start over. We live in a place where there's millions and millions, basically, pizza places, and we're so lucky to live here. But I think the best pizza place, hands down, is Nelly's. Nelly's is this really, really tiny pizza place in West Long Branch, and it's less than like 10 minutes from my house, less than 10 minutes from the beach. It's pretty much in the best possible location, and it's really a late night place, I would say. I don't think I've ever heard anyone being like, yeah, let's go to Nelly's on a Friday afternoon. It's more like Saturday in the morning, like 2 o'clock in the morning, and they have really delicious pizza there. They have all kinds of stuff there too, though. They're also really well known for their sandwiches. So, and they'll have like sort of like a pizza with ridiculous things on them to go along with this late night thing. You can get pizza with just about anything on it there, although the plain or the pepperoni for me is just good enough. I really like Nelly's because the kind of like the late night atmosphere that it caters to. The clientele is always really young. It's like a fun place to be in. A lot of times you'll go in there and there will be people kind of coming off of a really late night or, you know, ending their night. And so it's always fun to be in there. It's not like a boring place to be at all. It's also right next to a McDonald's, so if you're still somehow hungry after eating at Nelly's, you can always get McDonald's. But I think the pizza there is, it's got the perfect cheese and sauce ratio, which is really important to me, as anyone who knows me knows. Perfect cheese to sauce ratio is 1.5 to 1, and Nelly's has this down perfectly. They've got thin crust, just enough sauce that it's not overpowering, and plenty of cheese. It always tastes fresh. And it's just like, when I think of New Jersey pizza, I think of Nelly's. When I go to college in a couple of months, that's the pizza I'm going to miss. There's so many places around here that I go. I'm not one of those people who's like dedicated to one place. So I love Nelly's to death, but I do go to plenty of other pizza places because it's just like what life is living in New Jersey. But Nelly's is such a good choice, especially like I said, late at night. They deliver, so if it's late and you're still up and you're like, I really need pizza right now, which is a thought that I have probably every other weekend, you can just call Nelly's. They deliver until, I think, either 3 or 4. I think it's later in the summer as well. It's the best place to go. Now that I can drive this summer, I'm just going to end up going there like on my way home from a party or being out late. It's just so convenient to be in there because you know that there's going to be food, you know that there's going to be people in there. It's never like sketchy or anything really, in my opinion. And there's always just delicious pizza. And if for some reason you don't want pizza, which like, stupid, but if you don't want pizza, they have fries, and like I said, the sandwiches. They're well known for this sandwich that has like chicken fingers and mozzarella sticks and fries and like just like and marinara sauce and all this stuff piled on a sandwich. So you know that like when you're in there, there's no even like remote thought of like healthy food. It's just serious pizza, seriously greasy food, and it's just exactly what you want on a late night on the Jersey Shore.
Okay, so my favorite place to eat pizza on the Jersey Shore is Tommy's Coal-Fired Pizza, which has 3 locations throughout the state. There's one in Red Bank, which is the one I go to, and then there's one in Brick and one in Paramus.
What do you like about it? I don't know what your questions are. What do you like about it?
I really like the way that the menu is divided. So there's an option for the original pie, which is basically a build-your-own kind of deal, and you can choose from white, whole wheat, or gluten-free crust, which is good for that audience, obviously. And they have a really wide variety of toppings, from the classic vegetables to anchovies to Hawaiian pizza with the ham and pineapple, even bacon and things like that. And then the next division of them is the specialty pies, which are built for you. and there are some really notable ones on there. So the first one is the Don Gregorio, which is kind of like a meat lover's pie, and it has sausage, pepperoni, meatballs, tomatoes, and cheese like any other pie would have. And then another one that I really like personally is the veggie pie, which I had a lot when I was a vegetarian, and that has mushrooms, peppers, mozzarella, and just extra virgin olive oil drizzled on top, and that's really good. And those usually go for around $16. And then the final division of the menu in terms of pizza is the artisan pie. And those are a little more expensive, $18 to $20. But the one that I like from there is the San Daniele, which has prosciutto and arugula, and also some fresh basil and tomatoes on top.
What do you usually get when you go there?
Usually I get one of the pies that I just mentioned, but my favorite is probably the classic margarita.
And who would you recommend?
It's definitely a good family place. Whenever I go to the one in Red Bank, I always see a lot of kids and families there. It's very family friendly. And I know at the one in Red Bank, they also have a newly introduced party room, which actually used to be my old dance studio. But it's a really rustic, cool looking building. The Tommy's in Red Bank is actually inside the Galleria. So it attracts a lot of shoppers as well for that reason.
Are there any other questions that you guys have?
No, we just kind of talk about it. We say why it's
Yeah. And then another unique facet that it has is that you can order family-style side dishes to go along with your pizza. So you can have broccoli rabe with garlic and olive oil. You can have a side of meatballs even, or eggplant parmesan. And that's just a really good and efficient way to have more food on the table for less.
My favorite place to get pizza on the Jersey Shore is definitely Porta in Asbury Park, and it is right next to the boardwalk. And the scene is kind of different from what you would think. It's kind of like a warehouse when you walk in, and there's string lights, and there's not a lot of windows, and to get to the outside and the back to eat outside, you have to go through a garage. And that's kind of weird, and the whole bathroom is like made of wood, so it's like kind of different and weird, but it's really cool, and everyone like sits together on these really big benches. And the starter is kind of interesting too. It's like not bread. The last time I went, we got like tomatoes. It was like really random. And then the other time I went, we got fried chickpeas, and sometimes you get like walnuts. I think that's what it is, or like peanuts or something like that. The thing to get is definitely pizza. They have like pastas too, but like I would not get that if you go to Porta. I get the margarita pizza, which is really good, and the meatball pizza is also really good. I used to like this thing called Spring Betty, but I went and I got it, and it wasn't like they made it last spring, because they have like different, like they have Winter Betty, Spring Betty, Summer Betty, and Fall Betty. And like the Spring Betty I got, it wasn't the same as last spring, so I'm never gonna get it again. So, but anyway, I get this really good salad. I'm not really sure what's in it, but it's really good. It's like a huge wedge salad. I've never gotten like anything else besides pizza, so I can't really comment on like any other foods. But what you should get for dessert is the Nutella pizza. It is amazing. It's like dough, Nutella, then dough, then they cook it, then they put powdered sugar on it, and it's like so amazing, and I cry when I eat it. And then I like go home really full and then cry more. No, but it's really good. And you could also like watch the people make the pizza, which is cool because it's open. And that's really it.
Okay, here's the thing about pizza. And for those non-New Jerseyans, or maybe those New Jerseyans who live under a rock, I don't know. There's different kinds of pizza. There's a North Jersey and a South Jersey, and there's very distinct differences between the two. If you consider going to the city to be New York, you're in North Jersey. If you consider going to the city to be Philly, you're in South Jersey. That's just how it works. There's also a very clear divide between what kind of pizza you like, depending on whether you associate as a North Jerseyan or a South Jerseyan. And Monmouth County falls in kind of a sweet spot in the middle. We get the New York stations, we get the Philly stations, both on the radio, you know? We have both. I was born in North Jersey, so I don't like a lot of the pizza that we have down here. It's like, everyone's like, oh, thin crust, nah, nah, nah. No, that tastes like tomato sauce on a cracker. That's what thin crust pizza is. To me, real pizza, really, really good pizza, the kind of pizza that you can taste is true Italian food, is North Jersey food. And I like to get my pizza at Gianni's Pizzeria. Gianni's Pizzeria, okay. Gianni's Pizzeria has 5 different locations. It's Neptune, Little Silver, Red Bank, Eatontown, and Colts Neck. Yeah, my nearest location is going to be the Oakhurst location, which is Ocean Township, and you walk in and it's kind of exposed brick, and you walk past the ovens where they make all the pizza, and all the pizzas are out in front of you, and it's a true pizzeria. It's not a sit-down restaurant. There's just a couple tables in the corner, and whenever you go in, it's kind of like, it's a fun place to be. They always have the football games on and all the commentary, and the guys are like glued to the TV, and it's a very at home and welcoming, very casual atmosphere, and I absolutely love it. But it is beautiful at the same time. I mean, you're talking like granite countertops and the exposed brick, and it's very pretty. I like it.